everybody. I'm now live on location again. As you can see, I'm not at home. I'm in LA and I've been doing too much lately in a very, very, very good way. I wanted to hop on live and give this recap of my amazing weekend in Las Vegas for Pro Action Dance. I can't even believe I waited this long. But as soon as I made it back from Las Vegas, I basically took off with my kids to come down here to LA to take them to Universal Studios. And so today was the day in the park and just had an amazing interview for the final episode of this season. And anyway, I'm doing too much, but I can't wait anymore. I don't even have all my thoughts organized, but if you guys just will bear with me, I'm going to take you through in my own Makiba crazy way, like what just transpired over this past weekend. I can't let another day go by. I just have to talk about it. So here we go. And I don't have any rosé. So it's gonna just you're just gonna buckle up, buttercup, and just let me get it out, okay? Because it was just so freaking everything. Okay, so I hope everybody's doing well. I barely know what day of the week it is. I appreciate your patience in general with like it's just been a lot going on, but I really want to do things properly. Like tonight, I'm just going to be ratchet and let it be all over the place. But the Pro Cheerleading Podcast Awards show that I really want to do as also part of the season finale for season 8. I've just been traveling, and so I want to do it right. I want you guys to vote on some of these amazing categories. So I'm going to wait until next week to launch that because I want to do it right and do it justice. And tonight, like I said, I just want to just tell you what it was like from like A to Z. You guys can ask questions if you want to. I'm going to share some of my favorites of watching them perform. Okay, so for everybody who does not know, Pro Action Dance, it's not just a dance convention, but it's just so much more than that. But it is held in Las Vegas every year. Obviously, last year because of the Rona, they couldn't. But they bring together some of the top choreographers in the game and they teach routines, they have workshops. What's unique about Pro Action Dance too, compared to the one that I went to when I danced, was just that they allow college dance teams to also attend. And so I thought that there were plenty of people there. I think they had maybe like over 300, close to 400 participants. But normally it's like 3 to 5 times more people than that and a lot more pro teams. But, everybody's trying to regather and regroup from last year. But the first time that I actually heard about Pro Action Dance was with Lindsay Rosenberg, who I know you guys have heard me talk about plenty, an amazing photographer who told Brittany and I when we interviewed her on our Click Flash episode, just like this is an event that you absolutely have to go to. Founded by the twins, Mina and Marina Ortega, and and Andy, I think as well. I have to get the whole scoop on the formation of this and just even beyond because this is such a very, very special group of people who put this on. You guys, it's like a family. Um, I have all the feels. I'm going to be all over the place. I wish I had rosé, but the point is, um, I went to All Pro in Atlanta when I danced, and so I didn't know that this even existed. It's closer to Seattle. It would have been great to attend. But again, it's not just a place where you just go and learn a bunch of routines. What I witnessed over the weekend was just like, and it was just incredible, and I'm speechless. I'm going to try to put it into words, and so you're just going to bear with me. Okay, so let me just give you like a little bit of overview because I did take a couple notes before I started, but just to give you a sense of the choreographers that they had at the table. So Joey Velasquez, Jonathan Lewis, Lisa Zaragoza, who we also had on the podcast in the Like a Boy episode. She worked with Rip City Crew as a director. She was also a former Portland Trailblazers dancer. Kashara, how do you say this girl's name? The cutie pie from DCC, Kashara. Whatever. Kashara, my brain. I was at Universal Studios all day today, you guys, so whatever. Bear with me. But Garrett, she's the fan favorite. She still works with the organization. talk some cute numbers. So Mina and Marina, obviously. Michelle Vaughn, you guys know that I'm always pumping her classes. Also had her on the podcast. Oscar Hernandez. These people don't even need an introduction, okay? Because we know who they are in our space. But Oscar was there, Rob Rich was there, and Shandon Perez. So this is like an insane lineup of choreographers. And I already knew from doing the NBA dance team playoffs that these routines that come out of pro action dance end up everywhere, not just on pro teams, but college teams. And I knew that they were like intense, amazing, fabulous routines, but just seeing how they teach them, how quickly. Okay. I'm going to just, I loved meeting you too, Quentin. Oh my gosh. Like, okay, so I'm going to be all over the place. I'm going to go in chronological order. I think that might orient me a little bit. So, backing all the way the heck up, I'm just so grateful that this was able to come together because, I've been doing a lot of traveling and doing the most. And, I have family down in Vegas, but everything kind of came together pretty quickly. I was even able to order bags. And I'm sorry for everybody who I harassed to take one home, but I do have another box of these suckers. So, if you want one, I best believe we'll get you one. But anyway, just being a vendor for the very first time at a convention of this magnitude felt really, really special to me. And then the chance to get to meet so many people that I've connected with on Zoom or social media in person. I was not a groupie, but I was definitely like in awe of seeing people in person in real life. Quentin was one of them. I mean, just literally just lost my stuff. Okay. Not only did I get the chance to be a vendor, I had my girls supporting me to the nines. So Danielle, who I don't know if I've mentioned, has been like so instrumental in terms of like that NBA dance team playoff. She's living over in Turkey at the time, and she was helping with all the graphics and the videos. Um, she flew back home, not specifically for this, but she did fly to Vegas to meet me there to support me. And then I'm sure you guys saw in the pictures, Brittany also came. She flew down from Seattle. And it was so special for her to meet all of these people that we started the podcast and interviewed. I mean, when I looked at the list of our episodes, being able to meet Roisha, who's our first NBA dancer on the podcast, Portland Trailblazers dancer. I mean, so many people that we had interviewed and just had not had the chance to meet in person, including Michelle Vaughn, so many people. So this was so freaking special on so many, and Michelle just joined. So special on so many levels. And so I just want to set the tone for you that like, these are people that I've admired from for years now, have been communicating with social media wise for the longest time. And so to meet everybody in person just felt like, I mean, you guys know that I think that you're like so dope and just so talented, and being able to like watch and talk about things week to week. I admire you from afar, and I have so much respect for you and what you do. Being able to see you guys in person and connect in that way and see you shine in your element. I mean, my heart is so full, and probably it's a good thing I don't have rosé because I'd probably be like tearing up and shit. So I won't even rule that out because like there were so many emotional moments in this weekend. I love you too. But yeah, it was just such a special experience. So again, from Lindsay breaking it down for Brittany and I, like this is an event that you absolutely have to go to. And we're like, yes, yes, yes. And obviously podcast on a budget, just trying to make it happen before the Rona hit. Didn't really materialize yet, but just it came together. I appreciated that they made it affordable to come as a vendor. Just being able to pull together just everything. It all fell into place at the right time, and I'm so effing glad that I was able to make it. So get there on Saturday, and a lot of the pros had basically, I'm pretty sure, flew in maybe that day or the night before. But they learned. Okay, I have to tell you because it's kind of funny. So they get there, and Saturday night it's pros only, a class that's taught, and I might be messing up who taught what. I know that I believe it was Marina that taught a routine, and then Shandon. But they start off this beautiful speech of just kind of like, it was really a tough year because of the Rona, and just that, everybody's been teaching virtually. And so for a lot of people, this was the first time they were gathering in person to teach. And so, people were rusty, maybe choreographers may have been rusty, the dancers may have been rusty, whatever. So they were like, we're going to take it slow and, just kind of like be great, show each other grace and just all of these things. And all I know is from the minute they started choreographing, it was just like, whew, like mind blown. So 2 routines, and I mean, in 2+ hours dancing, and it had just barely gotten started. And these were like complex, amazing routines. I just really applaud like how the pros showed up. So you have a smaller group of pros this year, but like so many, so many college dance teams and dancers there. And just to see the pros, like to kind of still see a distinction between like the pro level and the college was really nice to see. But at the same time, let me just say that these collegiate dancers were like tearing up the floor. Like I was so impressed. It's just like I don't know what people are smoking, drinking, what's in the water, whatever. But like the talent was just insane. But the first night was pros only, and again, running into some of these pro dancers and seeing Jasmine again from Atlanta Hawks. Like again, I can name people, and I probably will. But I don't want to leave anybody out. But it was a really challenging first night. Let me just say that. I was like blown away by the choreography that they had to learn. And again, for the pros, a lot of these guys have games in like 2 weeks. They're having practices, they're retaining choreography for their own team. And so, I don't know how you guys fit it all in, but that was just the beginning. And they started at the crack of dawn on Saturday, probably 7:30 or 8 in the morning. And I'll spare you like the whole rigmarole of, did I get down all the list of the choreographers? I did. But basically, it's like a 4 routines. They call it ABCD routines that they learn over the course of the 2 days. But again, just man, the rigor of these routines, it's not like a little filler or something just really quick. Some of them, they would kind of give a little spiel and a demo of their routines, which was like my favorite part, because you got to see, well, not the favorite, the showcase at the end was the favorite, but I really enjoyed the demos because they kind of like introduced their choreography, kind of like what it would be good for in terms of the court, or like incorporating your mascot or other teams that might tumble, stunters, whatever. They kind of gave their vision of where the piece would fit. And so just seeing the different styles of the choreographers was really cool. And they would, obviously involve some of the dancers from the different teams to demo the work for them on stage. So that part right there, seeing the choreography before you start learning it always gets me hyped on a whole different level. Like you see the vision and you see what energy it's bringing, you get the vibe for it. And so I really loved the demos and the teams that, Kansas City Chiefs come to mind, the Blazer dancers, Utah Jazz dancers, Atlanta Hawks dancers, like the Rams. There was just the pros came through. I know that there were some other teams that did some demos, but you guys just shine. And I know this is a pro cheerleading podcast. I'd love to talk about college. There was too many dang on teams. There were a few that stood out for sure. But the pros just really, really, this is just our space, you guys. I just felt so just proud in like a crazy way. Like, so anyway, you learn the routines Sunday and Monday. You even learn a new routine on Monday. I don't know how your brain fit that in. And then towards the end of the afternoon, they have the showcase where they basically film the routines with the counts and then perform it. So this is not like, so the one that I went to, and this is not just like compare one's right or wrong. It's just, it was different because you would perform the routine like right after you learn it. So it can go like through one ear and out the other, and then you can like reset and learn something else. You didn't have to retain it. But they had like sessions where on Monday, I guess that would have been, where they reviewed the choreography because they were actually cleaning it and making sure it was pristine because they were for the showcase. So this was like a full on, I won't say recital, but they had the lights, camera, action, like it was like dark in the ballroom, like you had an audience, like everybody's there. So it was definitely a showcase. And everybody kept saying like that's the favorite part, like, oh my gosh, you're just gonna die seeing all these routines. And they just went through them one after the other after the other. And so for each ABCD dance, you had these different choreographers teaching. So there might have been like seven A routines and 7B routines, but they went through all of them in the showcase, and I was like up in the front row. I just felt so like, I mean, maybe, I don't know, maybe we just actually, Brittany and Danielle helped get those spots. Um, but it was just really like front and center, an amazing showcase of talent. I mean, you had people tumbling. I mean, and again, just the ability to retain all that choreography. And it's like I said, intricate choreography, things that will take, that's what's kind of expected of pros. You know, you might learn something one night, you need to perform it the following day or, you know, at a game. But I mean, just watching everybody rise to that level of performance quality was like so inspiring because I was tired and sore like I had danced because I just knew how much you guys had actually exerted yourselves to get through that weekend, and I'm beyond impressed. And then one thing that I also thought was special was that they had a master class, and this is too on the last day. I'm pretty sure that was the last day. Like, I mean, you know, you're just trying to, it was taught by a couple of the Jabberwockies, which was really, really cool. But you know how their choreography is. I could tell that a lot of the dancers were completely out of their element. But even just watching in that hour, how they maybe were a little intimidated by the choreography, had all this other choreography in their head, worried about the showcase, whatever it might have been, but just they let go and they had fun with that class. I just, again, super inspired by everybody's work ethic and just commitment to just putting on like a beyond showcase. So I also have to give a shout out to seeing Lindsay work in action. Like she is a straight ninja with it. Like she, you know, is capturing these. You guys have followed the account. You see these pictures that she puts up there, and she just catches the dancers at such a special moment where they look like superheroes. And seeing her actually do it, and I shot with her, you know, in her studio, and that's different. But seeing her, how she manages these action shots and how she, oh man, I'm just telling you from beginning to end, and just all these conversations they had, you know, workshops for around music licensing issues, which I thought was super, super interesting. They let all the vendors get up and give a little spiel of what they work, what they do, and being amongst the vendors, like we had Diva Hosiery, we had Dallas Wear, met, well, I didn't meet Tara. Tara and I had already met and hung out, but seeing her again and Kate was amazing. You had the lineup. There were a couple others, but just being able to get up there and pitch the podcast and reaching a different audience, I think, with some of the collegiate dancers was just a really, really special moment. I think that I love the fact that they're trying to bring us together to talk about issues that hit our space. So the music licensing was one of them. Michelle Birch from Blazers led a workshop on diversity and inclusion, which was really heartfelt and just intimate. Like everything was intimate. They say no fluff, just great routines, I think is the tagline. But just so many connections. I had so many wonderful conversations with people. I thank everybody for coming up to the table and introducing yourselves. And the only other thing I think I'm leaving out is the party that they had. It was like a welcome party Sunday night. Um, and that was amazing. I don't know where y'all got energy from to dance and party, but the DJ was nice. I mean, you know, I think everybody just let loose and had a good time for a while, um, until the crazy storm hit. Okay, so imagine being on a little rooftop type situation, minding your business. I'm from Seattle. I know rain clouds when I see them. The sky is like darn near black, and you could tell some stuff was about to seriously go down. And next thing you know, before the rain even came, wind literally picked up and threw glasses, like wine glasses, whatever you were drinking, lifted them up off a table and just shattered them. Like it was crazy. That I was like, let's time to go get out of Dodge, like go inside, basically. So we had a little bit of gnarly weather in Vegas. I've never seen any crap like that before. Um, but it was such a fun event, seeing everybody kind of, like I said, let their hair down and dance. Took lots of pictures that I still need to post. Um, but I just wanted to just get on. I mean, I really do thank Brittany and Danielle for coming to support me. Danielle had us in like cute little matching outfits and whatnot. And it just felt good to see everybody. Like, I think this is an event. Yes, somebody said, oh, Oh, Kyle, I don't know if it's just limited to pros though. I feel like there was an option to go as an individual. Um, but go. Don't quote me, but check out the website. It's Pro Action Dance. But I thought when I registered, there's an option if you were affiliated with a team, a vendor, or just kind of like illustrating your interests. But I think it's just such a phenomenal event to go to. The growth that you'll feel probably in those 2 days, and just having all of those. Did you hear the choreographers like at your fingertips to learn from? And just the camaraderie. I mean, dang, you guys, like you have to go. You have to go. Figure it out. You got to go. Um, Thank you guys for saying you just happy that I got to experience it because I am too. And I can't believe it's taken this long for me to get up here and talk. Um, Kyle, you're in Vegas now? That's awesome. He's hoping to book a show on the strip for the next few years. That is okay. Let's talk about Vegas though in that way. I for, I mean, I have family there. My father's there. It's the entertainment. I mean, not capital, but like there's so many opportunities for you guys. Like when you hang up your palms professionally, like there's just so much that you can get involved with there in terms of continuing your career as a professional dancer. So best of luck to you, Kyle. I'm sure you will be booked and blessed or booked and busy. Ray, you always know I messed this up this time, this slogan, but whatever. Get out there and definitely go for it, Kyle. I'm excited for you. Hi, Ray. Did you guys see Ray on the Shazam TV show? I shared it in my story. You are just such a light. I just cannot with you. And I'm so sorry I forgot your teammate's name. But they competed on the show and they just were. I mean, I actually didn't even know that show existed. I don't watch TV very much. But so freaking fun. And you guys were represented well. They got to wear their Baltimore Ravens shirts and compete with Jamie Foxx. Even got out there and cheered a little bit. And Jamie being Jamie, he was so funny. But that had to be a highlight. And Ray, I'm convinced that you need to just be on TV, Ellen show, whatever. We got to get you somewhere. I'm so excited for you guys, just in terms of like, I just feel really hyped and excited at the level of talent that I see. You guys just look like superstars out there, and I just can't say enough. I'm sure they'll be posting more videos. We weren't allowed to film during the showcase. I have some videos of demos that I still want to share, but you guys just really killed it. And I'm just gonna just give some shout outs of just some people, some teams that I just could not. Okay, you just really like lit up the floor. And I mean, even just sitting on one side of the showcase, like if I could do it all over again and sit on the other side, I probably would have noticed more people, but whatever. And I'm probably forgetting some people. But before I do that, I just want to say that I met Bailey from the Raiderettes, the director, and she was nice enough to share. She went and grabbed one of the lookbooks, you guys, and this is like coffee table material, and this is the most stunning thing I think I've seen. I'm sorry, like I just can't. I think we've talked about it, but these Raiderettes shot all over Vegas. I got the whole background. I wish I could have gotten to the facility, but next time. Brittany's here. Let's talk about those cuties from UNLV. Okay. Okay. So let me just tell you guys, we're so funny. We all had our favorites and our little like we just were like what do you call it? Fangirling, fanboying, whatever. But there were some male dancers from UNLV. Brittany had her favorite, I had my favorite. Danielle's favorite was Driss from, I hope I'm saying your name right, love, from the Patriots. And then she also had her favorite Maisie from the Celtics. We just had our little either crushes or just our little favorites that we got to watch. But yes, and they were killing it dancing wise. Like where, whoa! And I didn't notice them really until the showcase, but they just were bringing it all the way. And then now I'm just going to be randomly calling out people, and Brittany definitely tell me anybody that I missed because we were everybody killed it, but there were just some teams and again some dancers. So there is a girl named Christian who cheers for the Memphis Grizzly girls, Grizzlies. What are the Grizz girls? That's what they call them. Good night. Where's my wine? Killed it. I think there were only a couple dancers from the Grizzlies. They changed uniforms, so it would have helped to just see the same uniform over and over again to kind of like that's the team. But she was killing it. Um, I have my ATL. These ATL Hawks dancers, you guys, they won the NBA Dance Team playoffs last whenever that was. We did it. That's over social media and watching their performances. But watching these girls bring it live was just like next level. How do I say this? It's like everybody's picking up this choreography, again, which is super challenging. But mastering it where you can add your own little funk on it and twist on it and stank on it, like where you're performing it. So, man, and they had a good number of their team there. I'm not even gonna go down the route of naming names, but you knew when you were watching an ATL Hawks dancer. Like you knew they could have been in like plain clothes, and I'm like, you dance for the Hawks because it was just so, man, that energy, that fire, I was lit up by it. So Jasmine, goodness, Lexi, there's just so many names. Isabel, not Isabella, girl. I'm not going to do it because I will mess it up. But you guys, like, you just really stood out in a beautiful way. And I, got to give it the same love to the Portland Trailblazer dancers. Like, and again, I think the choreographers set their routines of like, you know, who they wanted. I don't know how they set up their formations, but they're often front and center on everything on performance. But yeah, just the Rams, the Kansas City Chiefs cheerleaders demoing all this stuff. Like they were just phenomenal. The Seahawks dancers were there. Our girls were it's like I shouldn't even go down this route because everybody freaking killed it. So Brittany says, talk about the awesome workshops they had, like the music and diversity one. I wish the dancers could have sat in on some of these. No, and don't be quiet, Brittany. I told her to join me live, but she's a little busy. But I love the comments. Keep me honest because I'm going to forget some stuff. So yes, we did talk a little bit about music licensing. They also gave like a workshop on just pro auditions, and I believe it was Marina and Stephanie from Kansas City and Michelle from Blazers. And so they were just kind of sharing, for the college dancers that were there, just their tips and outlook on for auditions. And there was also Keely from Rams. Did I say her name right? Oh, I know somebody's in here from. It is Keely. I got it right. Okay, from the Rams. So they were just sharing information about their audition process. I had no idea that the Rams, the way that they hold their auditions, interviews are 50% of your score as a candidate. So I just thought and then she went into great detail of what they expect and why it's so important. And it makes total sense based on, the people who make that team and just, they are really, so anyway, it was just a lot of great information. Some of them the sessions were just for directors to go to, but the one that they did put on for the dancers to understand audition prep and like what they're looking for and just some words of wisdom, ways to stand out in the, virtual space that we're having auditions in, I just thought was really, helpful because you're dancing, but it's also good to get some food for the mind as well as you're preparing for to join the pros. And I thought like the night that they had the all pro class, I don't know if it was Nina or Marina. I do know the difference between the two, but I thought, just made a really good point about like set an example for the college dancers, be encouraging to them, and I just, it's just, this is the pros, this is where they want to be at some point. And hopefully there's some new listeners out there. I think we're excited to have you. Everybody that I saw, there was like a girl from the team from Delaware, Temple. I know I'm forgetting a few. There were just some really talented behind dancers, you guys. And I think it's just showing maybe like the increased competition that we're seeing going through auditions, especially with it being virtual. And I know I'm leaving out a lot of pro teams. So I just want to show love to at least, because I did make a list of the ones that were there that stood out. So, because you all killed it, and I can't do the same for college, but I will at least call out the pro teams. I already talked about the Hawks. I didn't see the. Did you see the Tampa Bay Bucks cheerleader? I don't remember, but I'm going off of the list of the attendees, but that they emailed out. I know the Boston Celtics dancers weren't able to have a season, but they did have a couple dancers there demoing and helping, and it just looked really good. Uh, I do not remember seeing Indiana Pacemates, but they were on the list. And it's not because you didn't show up. This is like 400 people, so I didn't remember seeing their uniform. I did meet. Oh my gosh, her name is on the tip of my tongue. One of the Colts cheerleaders came. I picked her for my draft too. Brain fart. She was there and she killed it. She went because she actually, I think it's Ball State that she coaches for. Her name will come to me at some point, or I'm gonna have to like look it up. But there were a couple Colts cheerleaders in the building. Like I said, Kansas City, the Las Vegas Raiderettes. Can we stop and talk about that? I mean, I already showed you the lookbook. I wish I could just flip through it for you, but there's too many pages. But they were looking great. I mean, this was their city coming through and performing and adding their sauce. So they looked amazing as well. It's great to meet you guys. So the Rams, all of the captains were in the building. It was so nice to meet all of you. I got a great picture that I need to post. Um, you looked good. I mean, just again, the polish, the flair, Quentin's like yelling things out during the performances. It was just really like such a good, like positive environment. I see Cleveland Cavaliers powerhouse dancers, but I don't remember being able to see them in the context of the performances. So the Patriots cheerleaders we talked about, the Seahawks dancers, Vince was there. Um, it was so fun watching him perform the Jabberwockies piece. Just seeing people in their element, always gets me hyped. The Utah Jazz dancers looked amazing. The Atlanta Falcons cheerleaders, again, Atlanta just has it. I don't know what. I'm coming out there to Atlanta and I'm going to try to time it around a Falcons game and a Hawks game. It's a must because there's just something down there that I can't. It just gets me hyped watching you guys. And the Portland Blazer dancers, you all looked amazing. It's just a little. These are again the teams that stood out for me in the playoffs. Michelle Birch. There were three of them, and I feel like they were in every routine everywhere. So hard work to represent for so many different routines when you're working with like three people versus like maybe teams that fought like 10 or 11 people. I did notice the Mesquite Outlaws dance team. So y'all look good too. Like, I mean, again, once they got into their uniforms, not so much like what they practiced in when they were learning routines. I'm just recognizing people from social media. Uh, and so they're a soccer dance team. I didn't write down the actual league, but y'all looked good. You were killing it. And the Memphis Grizzlies dancers, like I said, the Grizz girls looked amazing. The Vegas Vivas, like the Golden Knights, it's like their ice hockey team. Their dancers were there. And then there was like all-star pro cheerleaders. And I know I follow your account. But yeah, just killing it. Everybody, if I forgot anybody, please don't charge it to my heart, my brain dead head. But I just loved watching you all perform. And for anybody who's interested in going to this, I just think it's like top notch of what you'll take away from it, not just in dance, but just in terms of the way that these choreographers teach. It's like feeding your soul. So I highly recommend. I did not dance. I don't even know how I could have survived something like that, but it was so, be quiet, B. Thank you so much. Talking about looking stunning. I look like I've been outside walking around in an amusement park all day, but I had to jump on here, you guys. I mean, I appreciate you bearing with me. I just wanted to get my thoughts out. Next week, stay tuned to the story. There will be certain categories of awards that I want you to vote on, and then we'll wrap up season 8 until there are some games to go to. And I'm probably coming to a city near you, y'all. I feel like my travel bug is officially lit, and I'm excited to come and watch you guys perform in your true element at these games. So thanks for joining me tonight. That's the recap for now, and there will be some Instagram story voting going on next week. But I hope you all have a wonderful night. Thanks for joining. And thank you for joining on YouTube.